The Virginia General Assembly this year passed a resolution designating September as Kinship Caregivers of Children Month. It's a nod to the growing number of Virginians who are taking on an important role and responsibility. I'm pleased to welcome Chris Tan, CEO of Catholic Charities of Eastern Virginia, which has been supportive of kinship caregivers for many years. And it's one of many things that Catholic Charities of Eastern Virginia provides to the community, because the organization has been around for some time.
Yeah, we've been around this community for over 80 years.
I didn't realize it was that many years, but I knew it was a long time. My goodness.
And loved being a part of it. And
Yes.
certainly kinship care is something that's not new to the organization and not new to the state of Virginia, but certainly it's really great that they're welcoming and honoring those people that do it, because it really is a labor of love. So.
It is, and it's a step in the right direction to have the legislature take a look at this and actually recognize that there are some needs.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, relatives and particularly grandparents in general that are taking care of their relatives' children, often their sons or daughters' children, are taking on a tremendous amount of responsibility without a lot of support from traditional areas. They don't get a lot of support in the sense of funding, like in the foster care system, and they're also usually on limited fixed income. So anything that we can do from Catholic Charities' perspective to really help support what they're doing and recognize what they're doing is really critical.
Yeah. Some of the things you do offer would be such, I know support groups are a big part of what you do.
Yeah, we offer 4 support groups in local elementary schools in Norfolk that have been around. We've been doing this kind of work for over 15 years. And those support groups are really an opportunity for the grandparents to kind of, and relatives to kind of get together, talk about the issues that they're having. We also offer opportunities for them to get educated on the parenting techniques of today, which is a challenge at times for them as well, growing up in a completely different generation. And then really the support groups are there as well to talk about the issues that they're having, regardless by age group, by discipline maybe that might be an issue, and to kind of support and lean on one another, that they're not alone, that, that a lot of people are doing this. In fact, in some cities, over 40% of the grandparents that live with their grandchildren have some responsibility for their care. And that's a growing number. So certainly it's an opportunity, again, from Catholic Charities' perspective, just to show our support, to show that we do know and recognize what they're doing, and also how important it is in the lives of their grandchildren.
Yeah. It's interesting you say that, you know, the way people were brought up in one generation has changed so much through each successive generation, that when you are a grandparent or even a great-grandparent in some cases, taking care of a child.
It's a totally different world. I have a 12-year-old myself, and you know, when she was born, my cell phone doesn't look like the cell phone that it is now. I mean, there was no Google, there was no those type of things that really are changing. And even as a parent, it's difficult to keep up. Younger generations are, you know, going through technology in a faster, different way.
Well, you just mentioned, you know, with your daughter.
Yeah.
That's what she knows.
Right. That's the life that they'll know. And to be thinking of about being removed of that generation 2 or 3 generations is very daunting.
Yes.
And so I think what we can do in those support groups, and also with the kinds of assistance that we offer throughout the year, is to kind of give them some sense of confidence, if you will, to say, you know, we're going to get through this. There are other people that are doing this. We're all kind of doing it together. We're all learning about those issues. We're all changing our parenting techniques around those issues, and then giving them some of the expertise that we have that can help.
Right. You mentioned other services. What other kinds of services would you
provide?
So
2 or 3 things that we do on a regular throughout the year is kind of have events for them that honor them. We recently had a Mother's Day kind of tea for them that kind of just says, you know, you're a mother too. You're taking care of your grandchildren. It was a way for them to kind of get respite, so they didn't have their grandchildren with them. They could enjoy the day.
Yeah.
It was a lunch. We also had a speaker come in to kind of talk about new parenting techniques and styles. We host in the summer, we'll host like a barbecue for them and say, you know, again, an opportunity to get together beyond their normal support group things. And we had bikes and things that they could use and also take home. So it's an opportunity, again, I think, keep using the word opportunity, but it's really true, to kind of show our support, but also recognize that many of them are now on fixed incomes. They weren't anticipating having to raise children, which is very costly in this day and age.
Yes.
So any support that we can have, whether it's, you know, having clothing drives where we give the clothing out that they can use, We often do some holiday assistance as well, so that there's some opportunities there to kind of give back to them and say, you know, we recognize that these things are challenges for you.
Okay. Now, Catholic Charities as a whole offers assistance to a wide variety of people, in addition to those caregivers who are...
Yeah, absolutely. We really have program services from prenatal all the way to the final stages of life. It's kind of our challenge as Catholics to support the dignity and sanctity of every human life. And so a part of that is certainly that 80% of the people we serve are not Catholic. And that's the biggest misnomer, I think. And my favorite thing to say about Catholic Charities is that we serve people because we're Catholic, not because they're Catholic.
Okay.
It's our faith, it's our mission. We have pregnancy support services, mental health services for the poor. We have guardianship and conservatorship services for seniors, certainly. And then certainly where the kinship care falls in is the support for seniors that are taking care of their grandchildren.
Oh, great. Yeah. So a broad array. Do people come to you directly, or are they referred?
They usually come to us directly. There's some referrals from the school systems that we're in, obviously, for the kinship care, but many of them come directly to us, and they can go to our website, www.cceva.org, or call us and our main number, and 456-2366, and we'll get you connected to the right place.
Okay, good. And you're located in Norfolk?
We have 5 locations, actually. 2 in Virginia Beach, 1 small one in Norfolk, a small office in Colonial Avenue, 1 in Newport News, and 1 in the Churchland, Chesapeake, Portsmouth area.
Okay. Yeah. Churchland seems to be pretty popular over there in Portsmouth. We're just talking to the people with Xanterra Pace, and they also have a location there. So. Yeah, well, good. Well, I didn't realize that you were spread out as broadly as you were, and it's good to know.
We serve this in basically what would be considered the Hampton Roads area, including the peninsula, so the tunnel doesn't divide our work, which is great.
There you
go. It's an opportunity, like I said, to give back and to be a part of the community, which we're really proud to be for over 80 years.
All right. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
Great information and a great summary of what you do, too, because I don't think that everybody knows exactly what is behind Catholic Charities. And as you said, 80% of the people you serve aren't Catholic.
Right, absolutely.
Which is definitely good to know, but not a problem.
Right.
So, thanks a million.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us. We'll see you again next time.